Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Uh, I wanted to say something that I have got a little late today, due to which today morning I couldn't upload any video. So let's move quickly. And today's session will be having around 4 to 5 questions, which we all will solve together. Right, so I will give you some functions as well, and some functions I will also tell which to use and how to use in pandas. So without wasting any time, let's begin. I hope you guys are having a blast in the new year as well. Hope to see you all of us in a good position as a data driven market, right? So this is a bit of easy question, guys. So I have already solved this. I will not redo it again. I just explained it. It will take couple of minutes. So the question tells that we need to identify unique subjects for each student, the teachers in the university. For each teacher, sorry, it's not student, each teacher it is. So basically we have the teacher table, teacher ID, subject ID, department ID. We need to count each teacher is showing like teaching how many subjects. That's all. It is not based on department, it is based on teacher ID. It is based on teacher ID, each teacher. And second point is unique subjects. So as usual, you will just use the count function on the subject ID because it is unique. So you will use the distinct function over here. That's all, and group by teacher ID. So once you run it, it will be easily accepted and your code works. It is just a 3-4 liner code. So let's move on to the pandas part of this. So the pandas part of this question is further easy. It is just a single liner code. Okay, it's just a single liner code, and it is further easy, I will say. So what I have done the group by on teacher ID. My aggregation column is subject ID. My aggregation column is subject ID because here I need to count how many subjects per teacher, right? And the function which I have used is unique and unique function. Why I have used an unique function? Because I want a distinct subject per teacher. That's all. Now, what is this part? So this is the part which I wanted to share with you. In pandas, we do have some other function for counting, such as length, size, count, and unique. Length, as you know, it is similar to SQL. It will be done. Count also, you know, it is again similar to SQL. Always we have to keep this in the mind that both in SQL and pandas, count will always exclude the null value. It will never add the null value, this part. And size is nothing. It is just a replicate of count function, but it includes the null value also, this part. And n unique is a function that will always give us the unique values. This is the thing which I wanted to share with you. So I want the unique subject ID, so I have done here n unique function. That's all guys. So this part is wonderful. Like, I hope you guys have easily understood this part, right? Moving on to the next question. So let me show you this question in SQL. So what is this question all about? This question tells that we need to identify, okay. So when I was solving this question, it came to my mind that in Facebook interview question also, there was a part of this question, right? People who are following me throughout in my journey, they might have seen a previous video before this video is going to upload. There was another video where I have specifically tagged it as Facebook interview question of SQL. So in that question, the logic that we have used here, uh, the whole question concept is actually based on the same logic. Yes, the whole concept is based on the same logic. There it was monthly active user. Here it is just the active user. But if you see parallelly, so what is the active user? Who are the active users? So those user who have done certain activity type, which is including open session, scroll down, end session, anything, send message, XYZ, any activity. any user who has done any activity from this date and previous 30 days, right? From this date to previous 30 days. So they are known as our active user. So what I have done here, specifically nothing. I have just count the user ID based on the activity date. I have grouped the activity date, but I have used the where condition here. Where condition tells that if my activity date is between this date, I have used the date sub function, which is basically minus thing, and interval of, just ignore this 29 now, interval of some days and this date, means this whole will give me the date which is 30 days before this date. So basically, if you see what is 30 days before 27 of 7, it is basically 27 of 6, right? But why I have written here 29 day? Because in the question it is saying that for of a period, count for a period of 30 days ending on 27th of July inclusively, which means we are counting the date from this date and then previous 30 days. So if you will count, if you will add this value also, then 29 days. If I am excluding this value, then I have to go for one more thing, that is 30 days. But now I am including this value, so it should be 29 days. Like if you just do it manually also, you will be understanding that easily. So this is the part I wanted to show you in SQL. Now moving on to the same question in Pandas, how will I do? So in Pandas, while I was solving this, I found that, okay, let's resolve the question. So let's begin from the starting, how to approach this question. So first thing is that I have this date as a string, maybe, or maybe in an object type, I don't know, maybe in a date time function, I don't know what is the type of the, what is this, I don't know. So in Pandas, before starting, I will put it as end date equals to pd dot to date time of this. So what I have done now, basically I have done a simple thing, that I am actually converting something which is given to me in a date format. It is not in a date format, I will say. It is something which looks like a date. I'm converting that to a format of date time function. So to avoid any such errors, I will firstly convert this part to be in a safer side. And PD means pandas, this PD. To date time is the function that we use to convert XYZ anything to a date function or a time function, right? Now, what I want, why I have given specifically end rate, end date here, anything I can give. I can give X, I can give Y, anything. But to avoid the confusion, like what is this, I am giving a end date. Why end date? Because the question saying is ending on 27 of 7, means this is my last date, and I want something which is before, like 30 days before the end date. So what I will do, what will I get if I say, if I just minus 30, if I do with my given date, what will I get? I will get a start date, right? So start date equals to end date minus one more function we are going to use, that is time delta. So pd dot time delta, where days equals to 30, or let's say 29, right? Now what happened, I have filtered the, I have filtered everything based on my given question. Now the next step is I will filter my activity date also. So what filter I will have to use here now, what is my activity date after these steps, or according to this question. So my activity date is something which is from my start date, but it should be ending by my end date, or it can be my end date also. So I will create a data frame now. Filter df equals to activity of, right, activity of activity. And what is my activity I'm writing? Activity is my given table, see, right? Activity of activity date, which is less than or equals to my end date. Why less than or equals to? Because it can be either 27 or let's say 26, 25, 1 to anything, 1 July, 2nd July, 4th July, 10th July, anything. But it can be also 27 July, but not more than that. This is what my question is saying, right? And I will give a parenthesis here. Now, my second condition, activity is my table and activity date should be more than or equals to my start date. This is clear now. Just the vice versa case of this our end date. What will be my final df? So final df may, let's first see how my table looks now. The filter df looks now, and let's just see if there is any error and all. Okay, so there is no error. It is showing some output, and the dates which we have right now is, you can see, 27, 21, 7. So to nth number, which wherever it is going, we don't care, but it is in the range, in our range, means less than 27 and more than the 30 days. Now, what will be my final df? So my final df, nothing. I will just do my aggregation part now. So filter df. Where should I do the group by thing? I have to do the group by thing on activity date, right? Filter df of group by activity date, right? And my aggregation column is active user, so I have to count the user id. I have to count the user id dot and unique function I am using because I need a distinct user id here also. And I will give this column name as, for giving the column name, reset index is the function which I have to use, index, and my column will be name equals to active users. And I will just run this part and let's see where is the error happening, if any error is there. So okay, so this is working now. So active user, it is active user. Okay, this part has been sorted, active user, right? Now next thing is day. So the day, I have to change my activity date as day. Okay, so now what can I do? The easiest step which I can do to save the time is filter of day. I have created one more feature and I am writing final df of activity date. Okay, so what will this show now? Let's see. So this thing which I have done is, I have just created one more column saying this is my day, right? Now what I can do is I can show in the final result only day and active user this way. Day, comma, active users. And that's all, it will work. See, it's working now. One more I can, one more idea I can give you. If you want, you can also use a rename function over here. Okay, so what does this rename function will do? So my df is filter df, sorry, final df, right? Final df. So final df dot rename, and it comes with the it comes with a function called columns, columns, equals to, I put a dictionary now, and I will say that my activity date is nothing but my day, and I will just run the final DA and I will remove this part. See what will happen now. It's working perfectly fine. So basically I have given you two ideas of solving this. If you are going with the first one, then you need to put this thing, right? Because there will be three columns finally: activity, date, day, and then active users. So you will just show only day and active users. If you are going with the second one, then no tension only, because this the second one will directly convert their activity date into the day format. Means the column name of the activity date as day. It will directly show that thing. So you have two options. Anything you can use. Yeah, this is what was there in the question. I hope you have understood this part also nicely. Now let's move on to the next part of the today's session. So what is this question now? So let's take this out away. Great. Yeah. So this question tells that, okay, this question is a medium level question. This question tells that it is a product analysis, a product sales analysis question. In this question, we have a sales table. We do have a product table. Now, uh, one thing which I wanted to highlight over here is the question says we need to write a query or a solution to select product ID, year, quantity. Product ID, year, quantity, price. Everything is present in the sales table. Next, it is saying that the first year of every product sold. The first year of every product sold. Means what? Means each product ID we have to display here, where the year should be its first year. So how will you get the first year of any product or product ID? If you are thinking we have to use the minimum, the min function, it is absolutely correct, guys. So simple it is. We will just do product ID comma min of year from sales group by product ID, and I will give the alias name as first year. Just run the query and see. It's rotating. Hopefully my internet is not finished. Let me just do this to avoid. Why it's taking time. No problem. So this is how you get a this thing final the first year. Now what will I do is I will give it as a subquery. So from, right, from, why it's rotating, man. uh, it should work, but let's just see this way. Select product ID, or let me just go to the pandas part directly. Probably guys I have to turn off the video now. This, don't worry, this part will come in two parts, part A and part B. Again I will do for this. For the part B I will be beginning with this question directly, okay, and then we will be solving two or three question more. in the part B because the I think so it is some network issue. It is just pending and it is not working. I cannot also refresh the thing. Let me just see if I can refresh here. Great guys, we have saved our life, no problem. uh, right, so we were in the this part, so let's do this thing now. So what will you do in this type of question is product ID you have selected, year you have selected, quantity you have selected, price also you have selected. From the table name is sales, okay, where clause I will be putting now. So where my product ID and year in select product ID, comma min of year from sales group by product ID. This is what we have to do, right? And it will get a 0 here. Why? Because first year is the alias name for the year as first year. Now it should work nicely. Great, it is working. So sorry for the network connectivity issue. So what I did in my first analysis was I have just showed you this part, right? So already I have told you that I will be putting a subquery. I have given the from thing. So what I have done additionally here is I have kept a where clause now. So my where clause will select the product ID and year from this part of the query, and this is the most crucial part because they are saying the first year of every product sold. Hopefully this is clear. Next I will be solving the same query in pandas. So while solving in pandas, it might be a bit confusing, but trust me, it will be lot more beneficial for all of us. So while solving in pandas, how will I approach now? It was easy in SQL, but in pandas it is a bit of logical thinking. So for solving in pandas, what we could do is we will use the same approach how we have what we have used in our SQL. What we have done in SQL, firstly we have identified. You remember there is a thing called order in SQL. You remember this thing like from will come first, then where will come, then group by will come, then having will come, and then finally select will come, and then xyz like order and limit should come. You remember this thing, right? So what how this query works is from has come first, matlab I am taking everything from my sales table, then where wala thing will come, that means this part. So sorting is done at the first. If you ignore the table thing, so sorting is done at the first, right? Then the group by part has come, which is inside the sorting itself. Now we don't have anything for having, so we the query will directly move from here to the select thing, and then it will select all the thing from the select part, right? So this is known as order in a SQL, and this can be a interview question as well. Sometimes they sometimes ask what is the order in the SQL. Sometimes they also can say where the rank will come in the order. So with the logic, if I say rank base should come after the select, but I may be wrong. If you have a better idea, you can say that. So now I will solve the same question in pandas using the same logic. What will I do is I will be sorting out the steps here, means the table here. So sales or white sales. So let me give a better name, first year, right? Which is what I want. First year equals to sales dot group by of product ID and year dot mean. This is what you have done, right? This is the same thing you have done, no, in the SQL. and I will give this column name as reset index name equals to first year, right? Now this part is done. I have sorted everything now. What will I do next? I will be merging the first year table. Let me just show you what will I get now. So return first year. Let me show you what I am going to get now. I am getting a column this way. This thing is my column. See, output, product ID and the first year. Expected May, product ID and for first year are my first two columns. So this part is done. What else I need? Sales and prices. So what can I do logically? I can just merge my new table first year with the sales table to get this to column X, which is the additional column in the sales from the sales table. See, df equals to, for merging what we do means for joining what we do, we use the merge function, merge, merge of sales comma first year, right? So here comes another logic. The merge will happen if you see the sales table. Let's do this way. If you see the sales table, right? In sales table, man, there is nothing called first year. Anywhere you are seeing the first year, no, it's not there. So what will I do? If I am merging the table on the left side of the, firstly I am merging on the left side. If you compare it with the left side, this direction, the left direction, then which are my common column? One column is my product ID, another column is my year. Why year? Because year is the column which I have taken in the year for, is the column which I have taken for aggregation. And if you compare with the sales and the first year table, means from here to this side, if you are going this way, if you are going, so what will happen is product ID is again common, and another additional year is first year, right? So the same thing I will do. Left on product ID comma year comma right on product ID comma first year. Great. So what will this df will give me now? Let's see. So what are my extra thing? Sales ID first year, sales ID first year. So what I need now? Product ID first year, quantity, price. So df of product ID first year, quantity and price. Right, this is the thing which I need. These four things. I have six things. I just need four, so I will just display the four items from the table of six columns. And if I just run this, it is accepted. Now, if I put another logic here, what will be the issue? You see, on equals to product ID. What will happen? You see, I have two product ID. One is 100, one is 100. In the first year, it is 2008. In the second year, it is 2008, but it is not available in my list table. First part is this. Maybe because 2008 comes with some a month or minute where the first part is actually the first item, means the minimum year. Maybe this can be the issue. Getting? So if I just do it this way also, what will happen? You see, product ID, comma, year, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2008, 20 – 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117. 118. 119. Runtime error. If I just do in this way, first here if I put, the same issue will happen again. Runtime error. Why? Why? Because my first year thing is not present in my sales ID, and my year is not present in my first year DF. So to avoid this kind of errors, what we did was this part. Right on and left on functions we have used, which is always available in the merge. So basically your merge comes with 2 or 3 parameters, like firstly table name, like table 1, table 2, then how you will how function, which is like specifying which type of join you can use. Then it comes with on function specifying which column you want to join, like which is the column that you can put over here. Otherwise this thing, right on and left on thing. So this all are the parameters of merge. So anything wherever it is required, you can use that. Till now we have not used this thing because we are not requiring in my all the videos. If you see, wherever I have used the merge, I did not actually use this thing. But I will just recall you one thing. Let's say I am merging sales with product ID. So what will happen is I will simply write, because I don't know what join I have to use. I am not confirmed with anything. So I can write on function I can use here, and I can specify my column name is product ID. In a case, if product name was here also in the sales table, so there were two columns that were common, product ID and product name. Just imagine here is another column called product name. So in that case also you can actually use the on function, and you can actually ensure to the merged function that which column you want to keep as common, because merge will never know which column it has to keep common, because either it will directly take the product ID or it will take the product name. So you have to specify that which column I want to keep, like I want to put the join on based on which common column. So this is what is about the third question. Moving on to the next question. This question is pretty clear and easy to understand. So I will be not solving this question in SQL because it is such a simple question. So what the question tells that we need to identify the classes that have at least 5 students. Simple notice, having clause you have used and you have just given a condition where student is more than or equals to 5. The same question you can solve it this way also, like if you put the count function here, like class comma count student, and you have given it as a CTE, and next me you are writing where C and D, like where count of this part is greater than or equals to 5. Anything like up to your convenience, anything you can use. So I truly believe that whoever is following this my all these videos, they are quite comfortable in this kind of questions. So probably I will be not solving this in SQL now, because I know you can easily solve that in SQL. What I will do is I will be moving on to the pandas part now, because there I want to talk a bit deeper using a logic. So welcome back to the pandas. So in pandas, what I have done is I have used okay. Let's redo the function. So simple, no it is. So what I will do is I will just put a group by now first, because I have to group based on the class, right? See, in the SQL also we have done the same thing, no? We have selected the class, grouped on class, and we have just added the count function where student is more than 5 or equals to 5. Same thing. So I will group on class first, right? What is my aggregated function? My aggregated function is our student, right? So I will just do student. Now here comes the interesting part. If I do dot size and dot reset index name equals to, let's say, name our column as k, and return my data frame. So what will happen? See here, this is what you get. Class biology student is 1, computer student is 1, math is having 6 student. Now logically, if you do it this way, let me write this filter df, okay, equals to the same logic I am using, which I have used in my previous question. Df of class, or let's say df of k more than equals to 5, and I will put it as a data frame. So I will put this square bracket and I will write a df outside also, and I will return the filter data df. So what is going to happen is I am going to get two columns now, class and k. So I will just put this class. I want to just show my class to the audience. I don't want to show the count. It is accepted. This is one method of solving the question. Now, what if I give you another method? What is that method? That is known as lambda function, which probably you all have seen in my other videos as well. So the lambda will start from this part itself. I will use a filter function. What my filter function will do, it will filter my whole data frame based on the lambda condition. LMBDA lambda of x, okay, where length of x is greater than equals to 5, and return my df. See now, what's the runtime error? Return of df of class. Let's see why the error is happening. One second. Before giving you this, I have actually, okay, otherwise just do it in this way. Tomorrow I will be sharing another logic of this question, where we can actually solve it in a better way. If I just do class, it should work, but where the error is happening, let's see once again. None of the index class, none of the index class. Mhm. Actually, I don't want to read the whole error thing. So you need to return a pandas data frame instead of a class. Hmm. When I return a data frame, none of index of class give type object are in the index. So there is no class in my index. This is what the question is saying. Okay, no problem. So basically, guys, this is like I wanted to show you another method of using lambda, which you can use, okay, and also to avoid it, because see, there will be many concepts regarding the same thing. So what I am doing is, I am using a drop duplicates function. So what this will do is, Let's say there are, how should I give the example? Okay, let's take a spreadsheet. Yeah, great. So we are already solving this thing. Remember, once we are solving this thing. So what I am saying is, just imagine this is class, this is student. Okay. So after doing the count of student, like we have counted all the student and now we have the final result. So let me say class A has 7 and B has 4. Okay. A might also be having 6 because like A1, A2, some different classes. So what I am saying is if I use the drop duplicate function, which is actually not possible that any class is actually having the same name, but maybe in a data set if the class is having another name, so what will happen is dot duplicate will give me only A, B and D. It will remove this duplication over here. It will remove this part and it will just give me A, B and D. So this is why I have used the drop duplicate function. And later on I will be solving this error because I just wanted to show you that yes, there is another method of solving the question using the filter uh, function and using the lambda x function. Maybe I have some error. I don't want to read this because it's already late. So I will be solving. If I want, I will be just uploading the video. If you also want to know, I will. Otherwise, I will upload the solution in the description itself for you to understand easily, right? Let's move on to the next part of the today's question. Okay, so this is a easy question, guys, but a bit logical question. Okay, uh, this question I actually have solved in two different methods. Okay, so I will just put a first. I will show you it is working or not. Let's see. Yes, and if I just put this now, yeah. So both the methods are working. So this question was about write a solution that will find okay write a solution that will for each user return the number of followers. Matlab I have one table here called followers table. Here I have user ID and follower ID. I have four users, sorry, I have three users, 0 1 and 2. I have different followers. I just need to count the number of followers. For 0, there is one follower. For one there is another, like, yes, one follower is there for one also, right? One follower is there for one whose ID is 0. For 2, there are two followers, 0 and 1. So 1, 1 and 2. This is the output table. How can we do that? First, you remember at the starting of my video, I have told you that for counting there are two different three, four methods I have told you. But you remember the size function? Yeah, the size function will always count the zeros also. So it is counting the zero, and that is why this code is working. If I use the lambda function, again this code is also working. Acha, 1 second. Let's go back to that previous question once. One thing is there, no reset index I haven't used. Name equals to a. I don't know, man. It's not working. Let's see. 1 second. 1 second, guys. Probably I can make it work. What happened now? Index class student filter index में student and where is my class then? What has just happened? 0, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So the student is taking the this value. Index is the row number, the starting of the thing. So 0 is there, 2 is there, B is not there, D is not there, F is not there, G, H, I, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So my classes should be this way, no? I will be putting the solution. I will just give me some more minute. I will be just putting this solution. Some small minor issue is only there. I will be putting this lambda solution in our prescription. Till that, you have also seen the same thing which I have done in that another method, the filter without the filter method that you can follow. But this solution will be in there in the today's description, not an issue. And coming back to the last question of today's discussion, which is probably our user ID and follower ID thing. So size function is what I have used in my first analysis, and then I have just given the column name as follower account. First part. Second part में I have used. अच्छा, okay, 1 second, guys, 1 second because that question is not solved, no. So 1 second. Great. It is solved now, right? So, so what was the issue? There is nothing, guys. Filter function is further easy because I was solving in another method, which I have showed you at the starting of this question. So this issue has happened. So filter method may we are just doing the filter, and I am saying that if my length of x means just think this way. Um, the how to say take from this idea, let's say math math math, so it is just expanding the classes where the length of classes. So what will be the length of math? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So my length of x is nothing but length of class is greater than and equals to 5. That logic I have used. I have not even used the student column from this question. So this is how you can just simply solve it in a single liner code. Also, if I just put this thing, if I just remove drop duplicates also, then also you can see what will happen. This part will happen. You see, all the number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, everything, everywhere the math will be visible. Everywhere the math will be visible. So if I just put back my drop duplicates, then I will just have the single math. What does this part do? Drop duplicates. In SQL, you have used the distinct function. No, the same thing it is. Just think in this way. But distinct, what will it do? It will not show the duplicate, and drop duplicate will be dropping it completely. But to make it final, there is a small part in this which is in place equals to true. This is what generally we do in a data set, nothing else. I hope this part is also clear. Probably we have nicely solved this part, and it really feels good after solving, after actually segregating our errors. It's good. And now the final part of the today's discussion. So this is something which is easy, and if you just follow my previous question, you will be easily solving this question. I have already given two methods here and explained you also. It is already going to stay in the video. Any method you use, it will work. First method, I have used dot size function. second method I have showed you by applying the lambda function. What I have done here is I'm just doing the lambda of length of x. What is my length of x here? User ID. So what is first user ka length? It is 1. Second user's length, it is 1. Third user's length, it is 2 because 2 times it is repeated. So the same thing is happening here in the follower count also. 1 1 2. It is showing me 1 1 2. Simple. My length of x for user ID 0 is 1. Length of x for user ID 1 is 1. Length of x for user ID 2 is 2. Simple. So either you use the first part or you use the second part, but always just use that function which is easy for you to keep in the mind. Like we should not get confused with the function. Actually, that is what I wanted to tell you here. That's all for today. I am not going to solve this question in SQL because it is something very easy, and easily you can also solve this part. Nothing if, but if you have understood this pandas part, the SQL part, it is further easy for you because this is an easy question. So I will just say thank you for today, being the part of this family. You guys are really wonderful. Like whoever is seeing the video, they are really fantastic, and I hopefully pray that all of us get a proper data base lane because that is what is attracting you. That is why you guys are watching my video and encouraging me as well. Please do like, subscribe. Today there is an announcement also. Soon, what will I do is I will be let me show you this. I will be actually uh, taking a data set today at night. Uh, Probably I will be taking any data set today. I have not decided which data set I am going to take, but let's see. Some of the data set I will take, like any one data set I will take. The roadmap will be from today onwards. The roadmap will be the data set which I have taken. Okay, I will be opening that data set in Collab. Okay, uh, to better make ourselves better in Pandas, what will I do is I will be taking 10 minutes every day for a video for our dataset video. This will be our another session that is known as dataset session. Because generally if you sit with an expert, no, so what they say is like you have to practice this thing on a real world case. So what I feel is like let's solve a real world example which will be more beneficial for all of us. So what we can do is we will take a data set. We will put it in a collab. Okay. Every day I will record that video and I will work on that specific data set for 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes I will work every day. So the first day I will be showing you what is cleaning slash processing to a insightful data. Okay, the second day we will be doing some feature engineering. Okay, feature engineering is nothing but I will say it is a part of processing. Our discussions will be mostly this time on types of function, approaches, visualization, libraries, and yeah, and solving business problem. Okay, so this will be our core for our data set session. So how these videos you can find is I will be uploading these videos at dataset session part 1, part 2 and so many different parts till when the project is not completed. So you can think this way that this is our own project which we are going to solve together. And today is 3rd of Jan. Let's say next 7 days. Next 7 days, we will be making 10 minutes each day, means around 70 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, I will say. 10 minutes actually less. So 70 minutes to 140 minutes, probably. Means if I say uh, 20 minutes is also like very quickly it will finish, no? So fine, let's say like we will sit for from 1 hour. If you just compare for the 7 days thing, then like we will be giving around 70 minutes to like around 210 minutes we can give for the project. A 3 hours project we will take, right? But every day it will be 10 minutes या फिर 20 to 30 minutes per session. Differently I will be making this video, so this will be highly beneficial for all of us. Like obviously I will be solving the question in Leet and this thing SQL also, from Leet and SQL also, but I will be additionally doing this part. So this video you will be finding every day at night. Maybe it will be uploaded tomorrow by 10 p.m. around. And this type of videos, where the problem solving videos, it will be uploaded by evening. So let me just make a schedule. By evening, this thing problem solving video, and by night, maybe 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. it will be our data set problem, a real world problem, I will say. So this will make all of us more engaging. Okay. So this is what I want to announce. Okay. Before this also, I will say another thing, that before starting of this dataset session, what I feel is everyone should be having, like all of us should be having one revision, or let's say one kind of short summary kind of thing on our Python, right? So tomorrow morning, what will I do is, maybe morning or afternoon, I don't, according to my convenience, what will I do is I will create a Python video where I will be covering some basic part like for loop, while loop, list, tuples, this kind of things we can do, and I will just make it around 10 to 15 minute ka video and I will upload that, right? Also, as my people, some of my people also told me that in some of the data analyst interview, they are also asking some questions from Python, like a problem solving, real problem solving question, not from Pandas, but from the Python, like using the loops and all. So what I am suggesting is, how if I make another session like known as Python session, which will be again on the YouTube itself. I am not going to take any class and all. It will be again on the YouTube. I will be solving some question from maybe HackerRank or maybe some other website like database website. I have many, so I will be taking those questions and I will be solving them. Right. So what will happen is we basically will be having the practice of everything now. One is the Python question practice, and we are already practicing our SQL and Leet code functions, means the pandas function. Additionally, we will be solving some Python question, the real Python question, like how it is asked in the interview. Plus, we will be making a project of a data set. So this is what I want to announce today. So from tomorrow onwards, what will happen is the videos capacity, the engagement in the videos will be increasing. Plus, I am also giving you also an opportunity to be a part of the video. And when we come with the data session section, data set session, then I personally request you, if you have understood my data set, And if there is any question, like if you are feeling like for an example, if I say if I'm solving a Uber data set question, and once you have understood the data columns and data set, so you can also create any question and you can put in the comment section. We all will sit and we will be solving that. Let's make it more engaging this time. Hopefully, it will also encourage you to move forward, and it will also encourage me to make more this type of videos, which will be engaging you a lot. So today's session, I told it will be a bit longer. So I feel you have enjoyed this video thoroughly throughout, and let's meet tomorrow with a new session, new day. Hopefully now you can also take rest. So have a great day, guys. If you are liking my videos, please do like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and colleagues who want to learn more, do better more in the data field. That's all from my end today. Have a great day. Good evening. Take care. Bye.